Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marissa, and today I am doing a recommendations video. Now, these recommendations are based on the signs of the Zodiac, and what I did is I went through and kind of looked up like what are the main quality traits of each Zodiac sign, and then I went through my Goodreads list on books that I have read and picked out a book that I thought would fit that quality trait. So I'm going to tell you, of course, what sign I'm talking about, what book I'm talking about, and then why I thought that book would fit that, of course. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and get into it. So the first sign of the Zodiac is Aries, and that is enthusiastic about life. So for this book, I thought about the Gentleman Bastard series, which is, of course, the Lies of La Camorra, Red Seas Under Red Skies, and I can't remember for the life of me what the third book is called right this second. It'll come to me eventually. Anyway, so I thought about the Gentleman Bastard series because the La Camorra and Jean Tannen are the main characters in this book, and they really want to survive. Like, they're really enthusiastic about what they do and where they're going, and so I think that would fit with Aries really, really well, because both of those characters are very enthusiastic, and it shows. Like, they love what they do, even though they're thieves and, you know, kind of morally gray characters, but they love doing it, so enthusiasm. So the next sign is Taurus, and for that I found that they are very practical, which I understand because my mother's a Taurus and she is very practical. So for that I thought of the Six of Crows duology. Why did I think that? Because in the Six of Crows duology, the characters are basically just doing what they need to do to survive. It's not that they're doing like the bare minimum. They're very realistic about what life is and the cards that life has handed them. So they're just very practical about the things that they need to do to get by. So the next Zodiac sign is Gemini, and that is funniest. And my fiance is a Gemini, and I can tell you that he thinks he's funny. I may not think he's funny, but he thinks he's funny. So yeah, kind of fits, I suppose. Funny, sarcastic, or funny, inappropriate, maybe, but yeah. So anyway, for that one, I thought of the Alex Verus series by Benedict Jacka, and of course, I absolutely adore that series. I'm on like the 8th or 9th book, the 9th book out of 10 so far. Absolutely love it. The humor is on freaking point. It is hilarious. It is very vulgar humor, very, you know, in the gutter humor, and I enjoy that kind of humor, so I'm good with that. The next one is Cancer, and that is protective of people. And I, of course, am a Cancer because I was born in June. Well, the end of June, very end of June. So for this book, for this one, I thought of the Mercedes Thompson series because Mercedes, or Mercy, and her husband Adam are very protective, not only of their family and their friends, but the pack members. This book is about werewolf shapeshifters, and of course, you know, the pack instinct is to protect everybody in the pack, so that is exactly why I thought of that, and it fits because I definitely love that series. So the next one is Leo, and that is creativity. So for this one, I thought of Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and this book it's a nonfiction book, and it is all about being creative and being creative despite the fear that you have of basically putting your art or your writing or whatever creative thing you're doing out in the world. It's basically learning to break through that fear and just doing it, just like starting a booktube channel. Just do it. So the next one is Virgo, and that is hardworking. So for this one, I thought of Memoirs of a Geisha, which I know it sounds a little bit odd. However, here's my reasoning for this. The main character in there, Sayuri, she worked very hard because she started geisha school very, very late in her life compared to when other girls start the geisha school, and she worked her butt off to become one of the best geisha in Japan. So honestly, that's why I thought of this, because I loved her dedication and her hard work. So the next one is Libra, and that was cooperative or balanced, and balanced, however you want to put that. So for this one, I thought of the Renegades trilogy by Marissa Meyer, and the reason that I thought that is because in the Renegades trilogy, you basically have the heroes and you have the anti-heroes, and you know, they're always working together and they're very cooperative within their groups. So that's kind of why I thought of this, because there's a lot of teamwork that goes on in here. Nobody's like really on a solo mission, so it's more like team of renegades and not just a renegade single. So that's kind of why I thought of this. So the next one is Scorpio, and that is passionate. So for this one, I thought about the Audible original of You Do You, Proud to be Fabulous by Tan France. And this is a collection of coming out stories from the people who actually came out. And it's basically like a humorous thing. It's almost like stand-up comedy, but people telling their true stories and making it funny. So I really enjoy this. And the reason I thought about passionate for that is because they were very passionate about telling their story and telling it to other people, so that maybe they didn't feel bad about coming out, or it gave them strength, or it gave them hope or something. You know, they were just living their truth, so they were being very passionate about that. So the next one is Sagittarius, and that trait is generous. So for this one, I thought about The Taming of the Queen by Phillipa Gregory, which I just recently read. And the reason I thought about this is because you're following Catherine Parr, which is Henry VIII's sixth and final wife, and she is generous to a fault. She helps her friends, she helps her family, she's very sweet, she's very giving. So, you know, and Henry VIII, of course, takes advantage of that and uses it against her, but you know, just the fact that she herself was generous, that's why I thought that maybe the Sagittarius would enjoy this book. The next one is a Capricorn, and that is disciplined. So for this one, I thought about With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. And the reason I thought about this book is because the main character is very disciplined. She is a teenage mom, but she's still going to school. She's working a job, and she really enjoys cooking, and she's a really good cook. And she gets into this culinary arts program at her school, and she works her butt off. I mean, she does not let anything slip. She doesn't let the job slip. She doesn't let school slip. She doesn't let her culinary arts program slip, even though she's picking up like all these extra hours and all this extra responsibility. So that's really what I thought of. Now, I will say I didn't really enjoy this book a whole lot because I didn't feel like it had a point. Like, it had a message of, you know, hard work and discipline to overcome adversity, and I understand that and I appreciate that, but I just didn't enjoy it for the fact that, like, there was no resolution. There was, like, no point, which, you know, I understand that that wasn't the point of the book, but, you know, it just wasn't for me. So the next one is Aquarius, and that is uniqueness. So for this one, I thought about the Golden Arrow Mysteries by Megan Scott Molin, and the reason being is that I have never read a book like this. It's like a mystery book, but it's like a contemporary mystery. There's no fantasy elements or anything to it, but it involves drag queens, and that is awesome. Like, maybe I just haven't expanded my horizons enough, but I have never read another book about drag queens or that has drag queens in it, and I just thought the premise of this book was awesome. And it's like surrounding comic book characters and storylines that happen in the real world that were based on comics, and I've just never read anything like it, so I think that this really fits for me with uniqueness. So the last and final one is Pisces, and that is compassion. So for this one, I thought of Cilka's Journey by Heather Morris. And this one is a historical fiction that is based in World War II. And this woman, Cilka, is in a concentration camp. And basically, she's like a privileged prisoner because, of course, the guards take a sexual liking to her. So you're following her journey, and she ends up becoming a nurse, and she is treating other people. And you know, in the concentration camps, of course, they did not want to give these people proper medical care. They just didn't really care. All they wanted to do is keep working or die. Like, those were the choices. And so Cilka did her best to treat people with dignity and respect and do the best that she could for them with her limited resources. So I really feel that her character embodies the spirit of compassion. So those were my 12 book recommendations based on the signs of the Zodiac. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you found maybe a new book to pick up based on your Zodiac sign. So tell me down in the comments what your Zodiac sign was and whether or not the basic like definition or trait that I came up with seems to fit you. So anyway, until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and I would really love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe my videos. Have a great day.